Hey, I'm Spenser.
And I'm Britton.
And I'm Kevin Vonesper.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 309 albums in his Pike series, and we're going to listen to them.
3 at a time.
This is Getting Head.
Bucketcast. Welcome, stoners and loners, moaners and groaners, owners of shops that sell printer toner, condom bemoaners, condominium owners, considerate neighborhood midday lawnmowers, showers, growers, deep knowledge knowers, leprechauns summoned by four-leaf clovers. By my luck, I've come to fuck, and I'm at half-mast. Oh, thank heaven, it's episode 87 of Gettin' Head, a Bucketcast!
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Thanks
we have a guest today.
Wow, we're blessed with a guest.
We are blessed.
What did you do to end up here?
Yeah, what's your name?
Oh,
What's your
boy.
purpose?
Hi,
This is,
I'm Kevin Vonesper, and my purpose is to talk about Buckethead and Dukey Flyswatter tonight, and maybe make some connections between the two. And how did I find you? I don't know. You're like the only Buckethead podcast out there, so it was pretty easy to
We
find.
are!
That's
And
true.
If there's a podcast about something I love that I can relate to the work that I'm doing, then I want to be a part of it.
I love that.
We found a weird niche.
We have found a very weird niche. Like, we've capitalized
You think
on a
your
market
niche is weird?
that-
My documentary, that is a weird niche.
We both have weird niches.
We
like,
love a weird
yeah,
niche.
like
Yeah.
I curate B film, so I am kind of in the same weird niche as that as
Dude,
well.
you're gonna
so.
love this.
Mhm.
Hell yeah. Well, that fucking rocks, dude. Nice.
Yeah.
It's episode 87. We've been at this for so many episodes.
Mhm.
87.
Mhm.
You ready for this, Brit?
I am.
You're not ready for this.
Totally ready for it.
You ready for it?
Yeah, give it to me.
It's the ISBN group identifier for books published in Denmark.
Oh, Denmark, my
ISBN!
boy! God, we love the ISBN shit.
Yeah,
man.
we do. Yeah, we
God,
do.
Man.
87 Punch. Do you know what that is?
No, it's not.
It's one bottle of Bacardi rum, 8 years aged, and a 7-Up 2-liter bottle. 87 Punch, baby.
Okay.
Never had that. Sounds bad.
Okay, yeah, I mean,
No thanks.
yeah,
No thanks.
that sounds really
Not
terrible.
Yeah. Not
What else we got?
Not really good.
Anything else for 87?
Oh yeah. M87 is the first black hole ever photographed.
Interesting.
Yeah. And that's how
It looks like a Pike
Arag-
cover.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah, that's how old Aragorn is during the events of the Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, definitely. I mean,
87 years
most
old.
people don't realize how fucking old everyone in Lord of the Rings is supposed to be.
Oh yeah,
All
Frodo's
of the hobbits,
55.
yeah, they're in their 50s and 60s. Fucking Bilbo obviously is like 111 because it's his 11th birthday. Like everyone is ancient in that shit. Fucking Gandalf is over 1,000 years old.
Oh yeah.
Aragorn's 88 and he looks like a fucking 40-year-old man who hangs serious dong.
In other films, he does.
Oh,
he hangs
we
lots
know
of
Aragorn has that. Yeah, we know.
He has a
hangs
name.
That's what
He has a
Dukey
name.
Flyswatter
Yeah.
does in some movies too, just so you know.
Oh yeah,
Hang
hanging
dong.
dong.
Hang
He
dong.
was nominated
Hang
for
dong.
an AVN
Hang.
award. Just saying.
Oh.
More like Dickie Flyswatter, am I right, guys?
Oh.
He
Yeah.
can pick up a mic stand with it, so yeah.
Oh, yeah. What the fuck?
A prehensile.
Oh yeah, we're getting
bee?
right into it, huh?
Wait, are
Surprise.
we talking like
Yeah,
a
keep doing your
tripod
thing.
mic stand or like a solid base? Because there's a
Yeah,
big
it's-
difference
it's a-
there,
yeah.
honestly.
Well, you're
Big
gonna have to
difference.
go rent Terrors from the Clit and find out.
Terrors from the clit? Is that what you said?
I did say that. That is a sentence that came out of my mouth.
That's amazing.
I don't think I even have that film, and I have.
Well, if you find number
a
2,
collection.
me and the director are looking for it.
Wow.
I'll be on the lookout. I have my avenues.
You do.
I do.
You
I do
do.
have.
We found
movie
there was one that was like $200 recently, and neither of us wanted to pay that. It was a VHS.
That's a lot.
So
Yeah, I used
just
to
putting it out
trade-
there in the world. If anyone has Terrors from the Clit 2 on VHS, go
Yeah,
find
I used
me.
to deal VHS, and actually, I had a VHS tape that is related to your documentary, Blood Diner, that thing was worth about $200.
Dude, Blood Diner's I watched that VHS with
Blood
Scott.
Diner.
Yeah.
And you,
That thing was worth so much money, dude.
There it is.
Rocks.
Yeah, hell yeah. That
Blood
thing
Diner.
is worth a lot of money, especially.
Signed by Carl Crew.
No shit.
Yeah, he's in my
rules.
documentary.
Yeah, dude, Blood Diner fucking
That
rocks.
movie is wild.
And-
the ending with the fucking zombies at the party
and
is
the
just
ska
like,
band dressed like Hitler.
oh yeah, the
Yeah.
Hitler ska.
Dude,
we love
fucking
Hitler ska.
crazy. That movie's crazy. I remember watching that and being like, this can't get crazier. And then there's
Yeah.
the Hitler ska band. I'm like, oh my God, it got
Written by
crazier.
Dukey Flyswatter.
Yeah, it was written by Dukey Flyswatter. Because that was one that was produced by Fred Olin Ray, right?
This is
That
not
one
a
was?
Fred Olin Ray movie,
That's
but I
not
will
a
be
Fred
talking
Olin
about
Ray,
a Fred
okay.
Olin Ray movie later. This is actually Jimmy
okay.
Maslin production. He's the guy who owns all
Okay.
of like the Herschel Gordon Lewis movie catalogs.
Right, okay. Yeah.
Because this was supposed to be a sequel to Blood Feast.
So
Oh,
what's that?
okay.
Yeah, it was. Or yeah, it's a kind of a spiritual sequel.
Yeah.
What's that released on? Is that Vestron or?
Well, this is my VHS copy, and I have to clarify that I know VHS collecting is very cool, and I respect that, but I actually have this because back in the 90s, it was the only way to actually get these movies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's true.
But let's see, there is now a fucking amazing Blu-ray of it that's out, and
No
it
shit.
is
That's awesome.
Vestron. Yes, they did a wonderful job.
Vestron. Oh, we love Vestron.
Yeah.
Vestron does such a good job at everything. One of my favorite media releasers.
Nice. Well, that fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Sorry to
Love
derail
that.
your intro there.
No, not at all.
That's
No.
what we're here for.
No.
This is the part of the show with the least amount of direction.
Okay,
Right.
So-
And so that I put in the show prep thing. We'll talk a bit about your movie here. Talk a little bit more about it later.
Yeah.
After
And a whole lot of Buckethead, I hope, too, because I got a lot to say
of
about
course.
Buckethead.
that
And
is
I
the
have an
bread and butter of
announcement.
our
Don't
show.
let me leave without saying
Interesting.
my announcement.
Interesting. So yeah, that's the bread and butter of our show, and it's like, I mean, it's not very good bread, not very good butter, but some people eat it. So it's like that fucking like Olivia vegan bread that's like
What?
or the gluten free shit.
You lost me. You way lost
Oh.
me.
Gluten-free bread is a
What
crime.
podcast am I on?
We're
The
talking about
gluten-free
This is getting
bucket
bread a
cast?
Buttercast,
yeah.
obviously.
Where do you think you are?
Oh,
What do you
boy.
think the bucket's full of? It's butter. It's a bucket of butter, baby.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Speaking of a bucket of butter,
Yeah,
Please
Time
segue
for goth
into.
news?
I want to hear this
Yeah.
segue into what?
goth news.
Beneath the waning moon, it's Goth news. Goth news for cool dudes.
rumors came out this week that Johnny Depp is likely to be cast in the second installment of Tim Burton's Beetlejuice franchise.
They're making a sequel to Beetlejuice.
They're making
Finally.
Beetlejuice 2
like 30 years later.
with Christina Ricci and Michael Keaton reprising the roles as Lydia Dietz and Beetlejuice, respectively.
Okay.
In other Johnny Depp news, folks need to stop giving a fuck about his personal life.
Yeah, I'm really tired of this shit.
Also in goth news, it was announced this week that famous tattoo artist and I think like makeup person, I guess, Kat Von D and her short, spooky husband from Prayers will be selling their LA mansion to move to Indiana.
Indiana?
Yeah, it's
Why?
I don't.
Cheaper, I guess?
They're both rich. I mean, she's rich as fuck. She owns a very successful makeup line. I don't know who cares about this. I didn't have much goth news this week. And in goth obituaries this week, we have lost 2 goth synth giants.
Yes, this is true.
Dave Smith, the designer of Prophet synths,
And MIDI!
and
the inventor of MIDI!
Wow.
co-inventor, along with I think like the chairman of Roland or some shit like that.
Dude, like, is there a more, like, impactful invention in music technology over the last 100 years, honestly? Like, I mean, the DAW, I guess. but,
MIDI.
like,
I mean the fucking like digital and analog synthesizer were both huge. I mean, yeah, I'd say like Bob Moog probably is up there in terms of influence.
definitely. But, like, holy shit, like, a true synth legend.
Oh, absolutely. And
Like-
also another synth legend, Andy Fletcher, keyboardist from Depeche Mode, passed from the mortal realm this week.
R.I.P.
Neither of their influences can be understated, and the two are undoubtedly two of the most guilty parties responsible for goth nights everywhere.
That's true.
Rest in peace, travel safely, and most importantly, stay dead, my friends. And finally in goth news,
I thought you were done. Sorry.
it always
Yeah.
ends the same way, Spencer.
That's true.
And
It's enough with your
finally in
goth news, man.
news, goth and pizza patriarch Papa John Schnatter took to social media app TikTok this week to respond to people's videos of themselves making pizza in an attempt to trend on an app he surely does not belong on. Why is he attempting to remain relevant? Is anybody's guess. Although he was once the leader of a top 5 national pizza chain, he is now a figurehead only for his private investment portfolio, which his social media presence does not address whatsoever. Schnatter stepped down as CEO of Papa John's in 2018 after he blamed declining sales on football players protesting the treatment of black people in America, causing their stock to fall 30%. He then used the N-word during a conference call.
Stop news, cool dudes.
Yeah.
Oh boy, what's new?
I mean, I got news.
What's that?
I have officially been canceled by the internet.
Yeah.
And you chose this show with me on it to do that? Come on.
Well, okay. Well, this wasn't my choice. But
It was my choice though, because I'm the one that reported it.
oh yeah, okay. My long-standing, long-running Instagram meme page I've been running since 2018 was deleted from Instagram. It was zucked.
No.
60. I made it to 63,500 followers before I got zucked. So it's a pretty good run.
Didn't make it to 69. So.
I know, that's what I was shooting for.
What is it worth, really?
Absolutely
what is it worth?
nothing.
There
honestly.
you go. Right?
What did you
Not
do?
Nice. Not nice.
So that's a great question. I don't know.
I would like to know too, because your last strike was for like their care thing, which is like if you put suicidal shit up.
Yeah, so the only thing they told me, they said my page has been suspended because I violated the content moderation policies on advocating for suicide, which
Who
is
did
like
you tell
crazy.
to kill themselves?
No one. Like I never share jokes like that, mostly because I don't think that type of humor is that funny. I have no idea.
I think the Instagram moderators know that you have suicidal ideations, and they're like, "Yeah, we can't let this guy on the internet."
Yeah, probably something like that. But anyways, yeah, they just said you are suspended, and I was like, okay. And I requested an appeal, and they never messaged me back. I would at least like to know if they
Did you
ruled against
dirty.
me. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to know that, like, hey, we're definitely not going to give you your account back. But instead, they just told me nothing. I was like, really?
So I actually had a
Alright.
similar thing happen to me this week. The basically private YouTube account I was using for my media curation stuff got taken down, and the only video I had on there was a private video of an HD upscale of Bam Margera's Haggard from 2003. Now, it was taken down for, my entire page was taken down for, quote, repeated violations of the nudity and sexuality clause. And I was like, listen, I had this video, like, put up, and, like, it was listed as 18 plus, and the only thing that happens in the movie is, like, bare breasts for a couple seconds. And that's totally covered by your nudity
You
shit.
can
So
be legally topless in New York City.
yeah, and so I'm like, why did this happen? Like, I looked through your fucking policies. I didn't break your rules, and they just sent me a thing back saying, we reviewed it again, and you did break the rules by.
Yep.
I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Dog, what?
I mean,
What?
I would have
So-
been more
super
like,
wrong.
oh, if it was a copyright violation, that would make more sense to me.
Yeah,
Right?
but and I love copyright violations because
Yeah.
they always include the copyright holder's
Right.
email,
Yeah.
and so I can get in touch with them and talk to them.
Mhm.
You know, and then everything's way cooler after that. But like,
And most
No,
of them just
they-
demonetize you. They don't really care.
yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I'd be fine with that, but like, you know, this was a video with like 1,000 views, and that's it. And it's like, and it was private. And I'm like, whatever, man.
Yeah, it's super whack. Getting
Fuck the internet.
Getting removed off the internet for like BS reasons.
Fuck
is
content
super
mods.
Whack.
Like content mods are
So
like,
Instagram's content
They're
moderation
like
is
the cops
extra
of the
fucked up.
internet. Or
mhm.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
all cops, as we know, are bastards.
Yeah.
So like,
it's been a bad
Instagram's-
month for cops.
Yeah,
Oh.
Instagram's moderation policies are extra stupid because anyone can report a post for any reason, and if enough people report a post, it is automatically deleted, and a strike goes against your account without even a human being looking at it. You get a strike against your account, and so like, what can happen, and what has happened to me in particular, is people that are just like not a fan of a thing, like not a fan of my opinion on something or whatever, will like report a post, it gets removed, and I get a strike, and then I can appeal it, and sometimes a human will look at it and be like, oh yeah, you're fine. But most of the time they don't. They just don't ever look at it. And then so you just have these strikes against your account. And then what probably happened was I shared a post that somebody didn't like. They reported it, and that's what got my account deleted. Super whack. Hate to see it.
So what are you gonna do now? Are you gonna start a new meme?
Oh,
page?
I already started a new page. So
Okay.
we're currently up on the new page. You know, at New Metal Cult, KVLT.
Oh yeah, I followed that.
So that's my new page. So we're rebuilding from the ashes. But you know, it is what it is. Whatever. But don't get yourself deleted from the internet if you can avoid it.
Speaking of
Kinda
ashes, do you want my goth news?
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
we'd love your goth news.
Well, I
Yeah,
don't
hit us.
entirely
forgot
have
about that.
real goth news, but I am a big part of the goth community in New York City, so I like film all the parties out here and stuff.
Hell yeah.
But my
Hell
goth
yeah.
news is that I got this recently. Christian
Oh,
Death's
yeah.
Only Theater of
Oh, hell
Pain
yeah.
40th anniversary double vinyl and huge
That is a
book-
huge package.
huge
Hell yeah.
book with photographs by legendary punk photographer Edward Culver, who is in my
Oh, yeah.
documentary, by the way.
Nice.
So it all
Nice,
ties
that
together.
rocks.
And I actually talked to Rick Agnew like this week about being in the thing, hopefully. So that's my goth news.
Hell yeah.
That's some tight goth news,
Pretty
dude.
tight.
Love that.
Hell yeah. I love that.
All right.
You want to anything
Although,
new with you, Brady?
I'm
You wanna
waiting
move
for a
on?
replacement for one of the records in here because they sent me one of the records was the wrong band completely, which is like a pretty major fuck up.
That's pretty
That's
weird.
weird.
What
right?
band
Yeah.
was it?
Let me check. I
Imagine
forget.
Dragons
So-
or something?
something I never even heard
Christian
of before.
Life.
I mean,
It's
it's
life.
fucking beautiful though.
Nice.
It
And
is.
Christian Death's back playing shows now, aren't they?
The Ritz White Jesus. I'm not sure if I'm
Whoa.
scared or not
Never
to
heard
find out what
that.
that is.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean,
yeah, Christian Death's been back for a while, but it's not the same. I mean, Roz Williams is dead,
Yeah.
so
right, right.
I've
Yeah.
seen this Christian Death and I've filmed this Christian Death, and let me tell you, they don't play any songs from this album, and that means
Oh,
fuck them. I think.
bummer.
yeah, it probably means something. It's always funny when they send you like the entirely wrong thing, and you're
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
How
So
did
they're
that
sending me a
exist?
replacement, but like, geez.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Britt, you got anything new, or you want to move on?
I've got a bucket fact.
Ooh,
That's
All right,
new.
let's do
A new
fact.
bucket fact for everyone. Ooh.
Bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact, bucket fact.
Today we're going to talk about Buckethead's only solo live album that is not in the Pike series. Live in
Aw.
Buckethead Land. Live in Buckethead Land was announced soon after Buckethead ended his tour in 2018 with Dan Monty and Brain. Who
Ooh.
was known as
Nice.
Brain
Oh,
and
I
Brewer at
can't.
the
You
time.
can't see it in the.
Nice.
in
You actually
the,
have a vinyl of that. Beautiful. So
Can't see it in
Hell
the
yeah.
Twitch. I think I gotta reposition it. There it is.
it was
Okay.
it was released in 2019 exclusively on tour, and it was made available sometime in February 2019 on his tour,
Not my.
and then in the Pike store online sometime in 2020.
Whoa,
Hell yeah.
that's awesome.
In the liner notes of the album, it says it was recorded in 2017 and 2018 live in Buckethead Land.
Nice.
Buckethead was touring with Brain and Dan Monty for
Came
most
with
of
a
that
CD
time.
too.
Nice. So it would make sense that perhaps either of them would be on the record, but strangely, neither Dan Monty nor Brain is on the record at all. The drums are entirely programmed and the bass is mixed way back. The album was mixed entirely by Dan Monty, so I kind of don't think he mixed back his own bass lines. Being that it was recorded live, quote unquote, from 2017 to 2018, one might also think that there would be bootleg videos from live dates that seemingly align perfectly with the recorded tracks. Or maybe there'd be some like audience noise or something.
Sure.
anything that's the hallmark of a live album,
Mm-hmm.
but there's not.
Weird.
Honestly, I don't think this is a live album. I think Buckethead pulled one over on us. I think this is just a good kind of greatest hits album that Buckethead maybe did play live in the sense that there's like no overdubs and it's not heavily edited, but I'm pretty sure this is just a studio creation between him and Dan Monti, kind of a re-recorded best live hits, if you will. I would love for any sort of proof to the contrary, but as it stands, that's my position on it. It is a great album nonetheless, but it's not a live album in any traditional sense.
Bucket Facts.
We
Listen
to
3
Pikes
this
week.
3 more Pikes this week.
Yeah, we did.
Pikes 259, 260, and 261.
Undersea Dead City.
Ferry to the Island of Lost Mines.
And Portrait to the Red Waterfall.
Portal.
Sorry.
To the Red Waterfall.
Portal to the Red Waterfall.
Excellent. Well,
Portrait.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Portrait of a serial killer to the Red Waterfall.
Hey, Britt.
Yeah.
Did you know that I'm illiterate?
Yes.
Yeah, I bet you did. You probably picked it up on it.
That's why I write everything for this podcast, Spencer.
That's why I can't read the script.
You mean it's not all off the cuff? I'm shattered.
The cuff is a gay bar here, and some things are off the cuff, but yeah.
Yeah,
I love that.
Pretty cool. Me
we
too.
script everything, including your lines before we talk to you.
Yeah, you don't know it, but you're actually reading our script right now.
Yeah. No, I got it.
Okay, so Pike 259, Undersea Dead City, released on April 1st, 2017, 2 days after Echo, the previous Pike.
Yeah.
Wow. This album slapped.
It's a pretty good
You
one.
liked it?
I liked all three of these.
This one's
Pikes
like a chuggy down-tuned sort of thing.
Yeah, this is a grimy kind of. I'd say like maybe like thrashy alt metal with hints of like sludge and stuff like that. It's more than anything, it's a metal Pike. That's for sure.
Yeah. It's a lot of just like heavy, chuggy stuff, except for track 5, which is kind of like a mellow, melodic.
Love
thing.
that. Super jazzy.
And that was my favorite one on this. I think just because it was so different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually put that as my song of the week. But
Me
that
too.
actually it got displaced by another song. So
Yeah.
that was my song of the week until I listened to another Pike. But that was still a great track.
Out
This
of
whole
these 3
album-
Pikes, that's my favorite song.
Yeah,
Nice.
It's really good.
I really liked track 2 because at the end of track 2, it just breaks into this like clean major chord
Yes,
thing.
I made a note of that.
That was really cool.
It was kind of like a surfy thing almost in a way.
Yeah, but it was like major chords and it was like kind of clean, especially after being all like chuggy and like down-tuned. Pretty neat.
Yeah, lots of dynamics in this album.
Yeah.
Like lots of heavy stuff, of course, but like lots of stuff where he kind of takes a backseat to the riffs and just like plays something, a little atmospheric, and I like that a lot.
We love that.
Yeah.
Love that. But yeah, it's solid. It's a solid Pike.
Yeah.
Um,
The track 6, the last track on the album, "Visitor from the Tomb" or "Visitor from Tomb."
Yeah, I noticed that.
I
too.
wrote it's definitely mummy metal.
oh,
Mummy
definitely.
Like,
metal.
if you could
that's
take,
a new
like-
genre. Well, there's that
Yeah.
band, the Mummies, but they're not metal.
No, not at all. If
Yeah,
you
yeah.
could take like Brendan Fraser in Mummy 2 and make that into a metal song,
I want Encino Man.
Why
the
Mummy
metal.
too? Oh yeah,
Yeah.
there you go. I want Encino Man Metal too.
Yeah.
Well, that you know what that is? That's that band that covered that song. We've talked about this before. Mama Said,
Clawfinger.
the band that covered Mama Said by LL Cool J for the soundtrack.
Mama
of
said, "Knock
Encino
you
Man.
out."
Yeah.
Oh,
and there's
that
like a
one.
metal cover of it.
Yeah,
where
that's
it's like,
right, yeah.
Mama said, "Knock you out."
Yeah, that
It's
was
very
pretty
fun,
cool.
very
Yeah,
metal.
really like
That that's Encino Man metal right there. But you know what also is mummy metal
What's that?
is Gamma Ray. Gamma Ray is mummy metal. They have an album called Somewhere Out in Space that is about space Egyptians flying giant.
Really?
you know what's the most
Are
mummy
they
metal?
theatrical at all, though?
yeah.
I mean, come
very.
Really?
on, you're totally overlooking Power Slave here.
Oh,
which
that's
is the
also
mo-
mummy
Iron
metal.
The
Maiden
Yeah.
song
album?
Power Slave. Yeah,
Yeah.
It has a fucking.
Oh
like,
yeah, there's a
a pharaoh on the goddamn cover.
Yeah, that's mummy
true.
metal for sure.
Yeah, that's the most mummy metal probably ever. We love that shit.
Yeah, it's super good.
Kevin, have you ever seen? I think it's called the Mummy Theme Park.
No.
What?
It's from I think 2004 or 2005. It is amazing.
Is it a movie or
dog
an
shit?
actual
Yeah,
theme
it's
park?
a movie,
Okay.
and it's amazing dog shit. Like next
Okay.
level shitty CGI, hilariously bad, completely incompetent. I love every second of it. It's one of those films
So
that
it's like
you
a
watch.
trauma movie.
Yeah, it's totally. I mean, it's like a cut lower than Trauma. It is
Yeah.
not self-aware of how bad it is.
Right.
Like there's no Lloyd Kaufman self-awareness there at all. It's just like bad and
Lloyd
funny
Kaufman's
because
going to be in the documentary.
nice.
You know who also dealt with a mummy at a theme park?
Who's that?
Is the Scooby-Doo gang in Kiss. In
That's true.
Scooby-Doo and Kiss versus the Phantom of the Park.
Right.
Wow, deep cuts. Phantom
Uh-huh.
of the Park.
We did a
Applause.
special episode
we
on
talked-
that.
we
Oh wait,
talked
no,
about
not
that.
Phantom of the Park. Phantom of the Park was the live one.
Oh, right. Sorry. Not Phantom.
No.
But what was that one called?
Oh, it was the Rock and Roll Mystery.
Oh, Rock and Roll Mystery.
Yeah, Kiss
Yeah.
and Scooby-Doo, great Rock and Roll Mystery.
Yeah.
Yeah, Phantom of the Park though.
Phantom of the
is
Park was a movie they did
banger.
in the 70s.
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
Phantom of the
made for
Park
TV kind of movie.
slaps.
Oh,
It was
yeah,
really
the
bad. And it had.
fucking,
I was disappointed because one of my other fascinations is Phantom of the Opera, and there was none of that in that movie.
Yeah.
my motherfucker. I am
Dude.
so I've actually got a huge Phantom tattoo
Really?
like right here. Yeah. Just,
Oh
you can
well,
see the
when I
mask.
start my
Yeah,
Phantom show this summer, you guys got to be a guest.
Oh,
Hell yeah.
I mean, no, not
That's
you,
a
Spencer. I don't
plan.
care. I know
I know
every-
the song. Come on.
I know
that
every-
and a lot of other
I've
stuff.
seen it live 4 times and know every word to every song. I own most of the music boxes from it,
That's
Spencer.
awesome, man.
I have a mask collection.
Wow.
I was in a rap project called Phantom of.
That's true.
Wow, dude. Yes, you're on the show.
No offense, I have a little more Phantom cred than you.
I never said that I didn't. I just said that I would love to see it.
I just said you're not invited to the show because you don't know what the fuck you're talking
Why
about.
can't I go to the show?
You can watch it live on YouTube.
You've never even seen fucking Love Never Dies, Spencer. You don't even know what it is.
I saw Love Never Dies.
I did too.
Why can't I go to the show though? I want to see.
Because you don't know what the fuck Love Never Dies is, Spencer.
Isn't that a way to find out?
No, you got to do your own research, Spencer. Google is your friend,
I
Spencer.
mean, I'm not totally sure it's completely worth it.
Mask-anon. Do
That's the
your
thing about
research.
Phantom. Most of it sucks, and that's kind of why it's great. Like,
Eric,
I'm a book purist, and
the
nobody's
Phantom's
done
name
it
is
right.
Eric, right? Is that right? I
What?
feel like that's right. The Phantom's actual name is Eric. Is that right?
Eric. Yes.
Eric, yeah. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Mhm.
Eric Non,
Yeah.
yeah.
So I know more about phantoms than mummies, unfortunately, for this.
Okay.
That's totally.
segment.
I mean, the Phantom is a mummy in his own way, a living mummy.
He's a living skeleton. Yes.
Yeah, he's a living freak. You know, he's mummified by his own obsession and
Yeah, and
by
this
music.
obviously a huge parallel to our main man, Big B.
Hell
I
yeah.
mean, they
Actually,
both got the
I
mask.
have actually
and they play
literally
music.
never made that connection before.
What?
Never,
Well, let me
never ever.
blow your fucking mind, buddy.
Yeah, whoa.
He's the Phantom of the guitar.
Basically,
Yeah.
I mean, he's the Phantom of the
Rock
amusement
Opera.
park. You know.
Yeah. I mean, fucking yeah. He is
Phantom of
the
Buckethead
Kiss meets
Land.
Phantom of the Park. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so
So
here's the question.
Buckethead, you better have Pike 311 is Phantom of the Park.
Come original. You got to come original. Yeah, there you
Yeah.
go.
Whoa, some 311 in there.
We gotta throw some 311 in there. Okay, so we like to ask fun questions, you know, when we're wrapping up a discussion of each of the Pikes. And so for this one, I'd say, like, if you had to become a classic movie monster, who would you become? Like, you know, we're talking
I wouldn't
like,
become the Phantom. I just like him.
yeah, yeah.
Oh no, I would never
say
become
Invisible Man. I would become the Invisible Man
Uh-huh.
because I would get up to weird shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's
we
probably
know
the
that,
most, like,
Spencer. Maybe that's
normal-
not something you want to admit.
I didn't say illegal shit. I just said weird shit. I just don't want people watching me do the weird shit.
Like, I don't
Oh,
want to be
dude.
dead, so no Dracula, no
Being a peeping
Frankenstein
Tom's
or
not
mummy.
illegal. Hanging out in women's locker rooms isn't illegal if
I
they
never
can't
said
see
I
you.
was gonna do that.
Yeah, you didn't say it, but I saw the look, Spencer.
You know what?
You gave me a look.
You want to know what I
You
meant
gave
by
me
weird
you
stuff?
gave me a women's locker room look, Spencer.
I meant like
a very porky
I meant
look.
like I could like sneak into like the restaurants, like
He's
restaurant
trying to get
kitchens.
canceled again.
the restaurant locker room.
Restaurants don't have locker rooms, Britt.
Maybe not your restaurant.
Cancel. Yeah, maybe not the ones
Yeah,
you go
I'm
to.
already canceled. I'm uncancelable now.
Yeah, I have a pork-only restaurant called Porky's, and we have a locker room that you can peek into.
Oh no, that's distressing.
We also sell meatballs,
Oh
starring Bill Murray.
Womp womp.
Okay.
yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Pike 260.
Ferry.
Oh wait, we're done with that one already.
Yeah, why not?
We're just moving
Yeah,
on.
I mean, I didn't have that much to say about it. I mean, I
Really
have
cool metal pipe.
one note in general, which is just like, I know you talked about that part at the end of track 2 that was like really awesome.
Mhm.
And I feel like when he double tracks his guitars, you can tell his intent, and like the rest of it is just him fucking around.
Yeah.
Right, and so
And
that's
so there's a
definitely
lot of that
tell.
coming up in this conversation, and I'm gonna note
Right.
that right
And
now.
Like you can definitely tell when his stuff is more intentional because the drums, the bass, and the guitar are oftentimes like in sync.
And maybe
And-
there's like parts that actually repeat and stuff, you know.
Yeah, although
structure, I'll
I
call
don't
it.
need the repetition in our next album. He just plays a ton of riffs and barely ever repeats them.
I don't think there's anything that repeats in this.
No,
one.
and I thought it was sick. So
Okay.
Pike 260, Ferry
I-
to the Island of Lost Mines.
Have you heard the original Island of the Lost Mines CD?
Yeah.
No, who's that by?
Buckethead.
Buckethead. It's a Pike.
Oh,
No. It was a pre-Pike,
Oh,
Right.
was it?
No, sorry. It's not. Yeah. I meant to say it's not.
but
I
it
Pike.
was
might
like
have-
the
I don't-
same
I don't
Pike,
think so,
you know,
actually.
him and Dan Monty stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, this one was released on April 7th, 2017, a day before my birthday.
Oh, yeah.
6 days
Happy birthday
after
from Buckethead.
Undersea Dead City.
Yeah.
This one split up into 8 different tracks, all of which are called
No,
Lost Mines.
Ferry to the
Part 1
Island
through
of
8.
Lost Mines.
Yes, correct.
Mhm.
Yeah, this one's split up into 8 tracks, and like a lot of the Pikes that are split up into tracks, all of which have the titular name, it is kind of one giant song. Like you could definitely call them different tracks, but
They do all
It's
flow
one
together pretty
song,
well.
yeah.
Yeah.
the way this is like such
I wouldn't even
staccato
call it
metal-
a song. It's one track. It's one
Yeah,
composition.
hell yeah. So it just starts out and it is heavy as fuck. My note here is, holy shit, this is some heavy metal with sick shit going on.
Yeah. There's a lot of heavy chuggy riffs. There's like some riffs with leads. There's like quite like I took notes for each of the songs, but like really it comes down to like some of them are a little bit more aggressive, some of them are not. Some of them are really chuggy, some of them are less
Lots
chuggy.
of chuggy, yeah.
Most of them
Yeah.
are mostly riffs. Sometimes
Yeah,
with
mostly riffs.
little like runs and solos interspersed. Not a ton of like. There's no song on here that's just.
I
like-
have a theory about this.
What's that?
Lay it on us. What
Well,
you got?
So, I mean, I didn't dislike it, but I can't really listen to this one for enjoyment because, I mean, I know you guys are musicians, right?
Yeah.
And I'm a musician, and most of my rhythm or drum is come, you know, I program most of my drums to sound real and stuff, and it's very a painstaking process.
Yeah.
And when I hear this, I'm just imagining Buckethead woke up that day, fucked around for an hour to a metronome, maybe, and then sent it to Dan Monty to figure the fuck out, and then just him like figuring out every single fucking little drum, bass drum and snare drum hit and cymbal hit to match like whatever the hell he gave him that day, and it just sounds like a nightmare to me.
Yeah.
Like this
I
is
mean-
Dan Monty's nightmare. Like he's got to sort this shit out. Buckethead just
Certainly.
shredded
That
a
we
bunch
know
of
of,
riffs
maybe?
that like he's like this is not something he's ever gonna play live. There's no way you could like
True,
repeat this.
true.
This is
I mean-
definitely a stream of consciousness kind
Right.
of thing.
Honestly, I kind of like the Pikes that are obviously not intended to be played live ever because
Right.
they're really like. I mean, that's what I think what the Pikes are for mostly.
Oh yeah,
There
for
there
sure.
are a couple
I mean,
songs like like LeBron Tron and shit like that he does play live from the Pikes,
mhm.
but most of the stuff from the Pikes he just has never ever played.
No,
live. And I
this
kinda
is
like-
True, yeah.
unrepeatable.
Yeah.
I mean, and I don't say I think I said this before we went live, but like even the worst Buckethead album is better than 90% of the music out there. So I
Very true.
appreciate everything that he does. But to me, all I hear is as a sound music producer, like, God, this must have been fucking nightmare to put together.
Yeah,
That's all I
Yeah.
hear when I listen
Yeah.
to this.
As someone who spends a lot of time in DAWs, like I hear this
Yeah.
and I'm like, this is insanely competently done. Like this
Yeah,
This definitely
they're
took
very good.
someone
They
a
have
lot of
system
time.
down.
Yeah, I don't know who it took more time from, like Monty or
Yeah,
Buckethead, but
for real,
someone
yeah.
I sit
Probably
there with
both of
my
them, I
fucking
think,
MIDI
spent a lot of
keyboard
time
and
on
play
this.
out every little note, and then I have to edit it, and it's
I'm
crazy.
imagining like Dan Monty. I'm pretty sure he's just really good at inline editing. I don't think he uses any controllers, to be honest.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. Probably.
Because he doesn't have like a swing to anything he does. Like everything he does is very
I
quantized.
hear a little bit of swing sometimes, but
Yeah.
it definitely sounds like punched in. Like
No, it's not.
Yeah.
It's not human swing at all. Like
it's
no.
very,
humanization.
And I'm kind of okay
Yeah.
with that because that's the basis of Buckethead's music always was like, if you, here I have a prop. Like the original Buckethead Land demo, like his first release, I guess, as Buckethead, it's all programmed drums. I mean, it's him and like a really shitty drum machine, but it was always like that from the beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
It's supposed to be him
like,
and a bunch of robots anyways,
And
right?
if you go back and listen to like his very first recording, Brazos,
yeah,
like it is just a fucking drum machine, and it sounds like dog shit.
Brazos, like the website?
Oh, I have that on this one, I think. But it's part of the, I wanted to talk about it later, the Deli Creeps. We're going to talk about the Deli Creeps.
Oh, absolutely. Speaking of which, actually, Buckethead News, as of today, they just released Dawn of the Deli Creeps on Spotify. It just went live.
Yes.
Like,
Wow.
today. Yeah, which is pretty sick.
We rarely have Bucket News.
Yeah, I mean...
I think this is the perfect time to make my announcement.
What's that?
So, I know... thank you for dealing with my scheduling conflicts because I started a show that seems to be usually at the same time as your show. And so I've been doing this for like 4 or 5 weeks now called the Von Pod on YouTube. And on Thursday, June 16th at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm going to be live with Maximum Bob from the Deli Creeps.
Sick!
Love
We
it.
actually had him scheduled.
I reached out to him before the Deli Creeps went on the platforms this week. So it was just synchronicity.
So we actually had him scheduled as a guest almost 2 years ago to be on this podcast. However, he got COVID insanely bad and was sick for like 4 weeks and like posting about it and shit. And he's like, I can't even talk, man. And so I was like, yeah, we should reschedule sometime. And then I don't think we ever talked again.
COVID.
Yeah, I mean, he's not the type of person who should be getting COVID. Like, the dude like looks like he works in a fucking like slaughterhouse, which he might. I don't know. Who knows?
Well,
let's
hope he doesn't get COVID again, and he'll be live on my show.
Oh, absolutely!
It's
awesome.
I'm very excited because he's a huge celebrity to me. Oh, I cut this out from an original Deli Creeps shirt.
Oh, sick! Is that a patch? Yeah, nice.
It's a patch now, but it used to be a T-shirt. But I don't wear white, so like, what's the point of having it like that?
That's true. White.
And I found this is one of my biggest regrets in life. I have all these old stuff Buckethead used to mail out. Look, like I'll cover my address, but you can tell it's like him writing even on the envelopes.
Oh, that's right.
He has a very
thanks, Kevin. Here's some crud. Like it was very personal.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Where was it? I found one that I wanted to show you in particular. Nope. Oh, here it is. Because he had these like really crudely made order forms and stuff for his merch back in the day. And this is a Deli Creeps one. Must have been from 1996 because that's when that demo came out. And I had the order form written out. $5 for a Deli Creeps cassette. $5. And I never sent it in because I was like 13 years old and like $5 plus shipping was a lot of money to me at the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now I never got an original Deli Creeps cassette. And I regret it all my life because it's all filled out.
Crazy.
Damn, that's wild.
Indeed. Anyway, back into Pike 260, Ferry to the Island of Lost Mines.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of cool shit on here. Track 4, Lost Mines Part 4, was probably, I think, the most dynamic of the songs and probably my favorite on this album. It had like a ton of clean parts, some crazy cool harmonies that I'm not sure if he played live or were his fucking whammy pedal, but they sounded cool as hell. There's a bunch of frenetic staccato thrash stuff.
Yeah.
And then like an ambient guitar part.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's all over the place.
It's all over the place.
It's really cool. It's another one like the last album that's like he has an idea, he does it, and that's the last time we hear it.
Yes.
I wonder if he listens back to these ever.
That's a great question.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I mean,
probably not.
I don't know.
Probably not this one,
Yeah. I don't know. This is kind of one of my favorite types of pikes.
I like to believe that he only listens back to his Halloween pikes, his noise.
Oh yeah,
those are the only ones he ever.
I mean, probably because he probably plays that as a soundtrack to Halloween, like
has anybody
in his yard or whatever.
Has anybody ever taken all of the noise pikes, the ambient pikes, and like stacked them together, played them all at the same time?
No, but I did that for a Death Cube K release that was like 5 or 6 discs that I heard a rumor that it was supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be all played simultaneously from different sources, so it's all coming from different directions. I mean, I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I feel
but I just like threw it into a GarageBand or whatever and exported a file with all of them stacked on top of each other, and
that
it's
probably
still
sounded
just
like shit.
Death Cube K sounding noisy.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's anything better or worse.
I feel like the only artist who ever did that like really successfily was the Flaming Lips. Did that with Akira,
right?
4 albums.
Because they did
that
it with
was
intent.
Sick. No, that was sick. Like it was. I did that shit like in a DAW, and I was like, whoa, this is cool.
I like was with a group of people that all had different like boombox type things, and we each played one of the discs.
Wow,
it was an experience, but yeah, it was cool.
Yeah,
that was a fun thing to do at the time.
Yeah, it's a very early 2000s thing to do.
Yes,
early 2000s, like you have stoner friends thing to do.
That and putting a secret track at the beginning of your CD.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, track 0 is always sick as hell.
We love it.
But like, if you don't pause it at the right time, like you have to do it all over again. So that part pissed me off.
Yeah, it is what it is. You know, it's
yeah.
You gotta put in the work. Yeah, so Pike 260, pretty sick Pike.
Pretty good.
Another fucking banger. Really cool, inconsistent, and dynamic, dissonant alt metal. It's very Buckethead. Nothing really repeats. You know. This is the type of Pike I really like. Same with the last Pike.
This is bucket masturbation. You like that.
I fucking love bucketbation, man. That's
bucketbation. There you go.
Yeah.
Sure.
Master bucket.
There you go.
Like,
there you go.
Like I love when he just does like I'm not a big fan of when he just has like kind of riffy albums with solos over the entire thing, but when he just
the last like 15 minutes of the song is just one riff copy and pasted. Yeah.
I don't like that, but when he's just doing riff after riff after riff and all the riffs rule and then little solos in between them, I'm like, hell yeah, give me those fucking riffs. Like give me a fucking like Death Angel album. Like,
I'm into that kind of style as well, though this one didn't hit super hard for me. I thought it was okay. It's an above average Pike, but it's not one of my favorites.
Yeah.
It's not the best. It's not the worst.
I mean, it's not. I feel like you like the thrashier and more like death metal centered stuff, which
is more technical.
Yeah,
I just like intent. I want to hear double guitars to know that he was actually thinking about something other than just playing.
There was some cool techie like proggy shit here, especially on track 1 and Track 4 was like, I mean, it was so all over the place.
Well, who do you think's playing the bass? Do you think it's Buckethead or is it Dan like figuring out every fucking little thing?
It depends. So
improvised.
I don't have a good answer for these 2 first albums this week. On the third one, I'm almost positive Dan Monty played on it. I'm not always 100% sure because sometimes it sounds like, I mean, when it's slap bass, obviously
it's definitely Buckethead. Yeah.
When it's like, when there's a lot of counter harmonies and it sounds like a picked P bass, which sits very specifically in the mix, I'm almost certain it's Dan Monty. And Dan Monty, by his own admission on his website, he's credited himself with bass, mixing, programming, and production for all of the Pikes up to 2017. So he might still be on this. Who knows?
Oh, I mean, this is classic Dan and Buckethead, I think. Wait, is he not involved anymore, or is that what that means? Because I haven't been keeping up with my Pikes, to be honest.
We don't know, and
we don't know.
Buckethead.
Well, that's just like the last time he updated his website about it.
Well, yeah. So actually, he doesn't actually put like full credits on his Bandcamp. The only time he ever put full credits for the Pike is in the first like 20 or 30 when he was actually giving them a physical release.
Yes, and I have my first bunch of Pikes right here.
Oh yeah, you have like look up there and that shit. Yeah,
I think
and so you'll see on there.
All they did.
I want to say
1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, look up there specifically. I think it says it's credited Buckethead, Dan Monty, and Albert. Yeah, Albert. And so exactly.
Programming and bass by Brewer, and that's just Dan Monty. Del Rey Brewer.
Yeah, that's just Dan Monty. And so like that hasn't happened since I believe 2016 or 2015. He hasn't included any credits whatsoever. And so
I think it's just assumed at this point.
yeah, and so I actually weighed in the other day. There was a thing on the Buckethead subreddit asking, like, do we know who plays drums and bass and when it's programmed or not on the Pikes?
It's all programs.
Some idiot said that on the early Pikes, fucking Pinchface and Brain played drums, and I'm like,
I don't think so.
No, they didn't. Like, listen to the drums. There's no like plosives. There's you. It's not
all digital.
It's not real drums. There's no transients. There is absolutely no way. And like,
I could see Dan playing an electronic drum kit to get the basic beats down.
Maybe, but they quantized it.
But it's not.
If they
yeah,
did.
Absolutely. It's
which I really doubt.
All digital for sure. And I think if Brain was on one of these, like, he would give that motherfucker credit because.
No, absolutely,
Brain.
Absolutely,
definitely.
Pinchface, I haven't heard from in a while. I want to ask Maximum Bob about that.
Oh yeah, well, we know about Pinchface. We tried to get him on the show. He's a successful real estate agent. I want to say in Santa Clara, California now. I tried hitting up his business email to get him on the show, and he never responded.
Wah wah.
Hate to see.
And actually, I also
I
sent a voice message to his business thing.
Oh no.
And never responded.
Damn.
I assume I'm blocked by Pinchface at this point.
Yeah, I wonder if his associates know about his past might cancel him if they've looked too far.
It's so easy to find on the internet. You just look up the guy's name and he's Pinchface. Like,
yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. So
I did see him play with Buckethead once though.
Nice. Yeah, because he was playing with him briefly in like 20.
Yeah, before he stopped, before he was doing just the iPad thing, like he did have a Pinchface on a couple tours.
Yeah. So speaking of the Island of Lost Mines, what is the largest predatory animal on the Island of Lost Mines?
Man.
Yeah. What man?
If you can get past Albert.
Regis Philbin.
Regis Philbin is not very threatening nor predatory.
I mean, you haven't seen a feral Regis Philbin. Feral Philbin.
No, Regis Feral. Regis Feral.
Nah.
Feralman. Yeah, there you go. Regis
Live with Regis and Feralman.
Okay.
I don't know.
I mean,
there's a joke in there somewhere.
So this is really a reach.
Yeah, this is.
It's not Philbin, it's Philbin.
Yeah.
Philbin.
Yep. What do you think?
This is my question. I don't have to answer it. Moving on.
Hold on. What do you think they do about like farting in a live recording? Do you think that they try to protect the people that are live and like?
I mean,
mute the audio.
You've heard the bass lines on Kiss Alive, right? Those are all farts. They just left those all in. So.
That's true.
I don't know.
That's the Phantom of the Park farted.
Yeah, I was gonna say throwback.
Yeah, there you go.
That movie was a giant fart.
The fartum of the opera.
Yeah, that's probably
Flatulence Phantom.
That's probably the name of the episode. Moving on. Pike 261.
Portal to the Red Waterfall, or what would you call it?
Portrait.
Henry Portrait of a Serial Killer Waterfall.
Yeah.
Released on to that.
April 13th, 6 days after Ferry to the Island of Lost Mines.
6 days. Man, this Pike ripped.
This was easily my favorite Pike of the week. This fucked. The first track on this takes up almost 2/3
minutes.
Almost 2/3 of the album.
Yeah.
I usually am not down with the super long Buckethead songs.
It is like a prog epic.
Because they're usually the last 10 minutes of it is just a solo over a copy and paste.
But this is just like
this is not. No, this is more of Ferry of the Island. This is part 2, man. This is more Dan Monty Nightmare Buckethead wankery.
Oh, we love that though. It's a
I know, but that's what it is. It's the same exact thing as the last Pike, but for 17 more minutes. They just have to keep them at 30, so it kind of got recycled. I feel like.
I don't know. It does totally different parts though.
This one feels way more intentional.
Yeah, and there's parts like let's see, 7 minutes through on the first track. He does like this cool Baroque handpicked part that's followed by like this really fuzzy chordal thing, and it's just really fucking cool. It's Buckethead not only just being a virtuoso guitarist, but also experimenting with noise.
Yeah.
And like it's just really cool. I love when Buckethead does something other than play
Yeah.
guitar real good. And there's like a lot of dynamics on this album. On the first track at 11:14, there's a crazy thrash prog part that totally sounded to me like Watchtower.
I could see that.
Ronjar Zombek's Watchtower, and it was awesome. Like the bass parts are doubled, and when they're not doubled, they're playing counter harmonies. And as a bassist and guitarist, I was all about this. This is the one I think I'm almost positive Dan Monty played on this one, if not maybe Buckethead, but it was definitely, I think, non-program bass. It's just cool. The first track on this album, the titular track, cannot recommend it enough.
Yeah, it's pretty tight.
Yep.
The rest of the album is okay.
Yeah, the rest of the album's fine. Passable.
But the first track is tight. I
First
really
track.
like
I think I like the rest of the album better.
Well,
I mean, again, it's the same as the last one for me. It's like I like it, but to me, I just think like the whole time I'm listening to it, I'm like, programming this must have been such a bitch.
the whole time I'm listening to it, I'm just thinking, God damn, Buckethead has fucking riffs.
Yeah.
There's so
I
many
couldn't smoke
goddamn
smoke,
riffs.
So maybe that's why.
Mhm.
God, he's such a fucking riff lord.
Such a riff lord.
God, this is I mean, if this were making commentary on movies, it'd be riff tracks.
But
Do we love that? I don't know.
I love riff tracks.
I mean, I like that I get the reference.
Bill, what's his face from riff tracks? He's real cool. I like him a lot.
What's his face? Yeah, what a great last name.
I downloaded the Cloverfield one once.
Oh,
That was pretty good. I'd highly recommend the Twilight one. We watched that one.
oh yeah, we
together.
watched
So
that one
funny.
together. Yeah,
So funny.
One of my favorite jokes of all time is in that. It's very funny.
Love it.
It could be a good way to. Yeah, I've never seen the Twilight series, so maybe that's a good way to introduce myself.
Yeah,
to
I
it.
haven't seen it without riff tracks, and that's
Yeah,
the
I've only
way I
seen the
watch it.
first one, and I watched it with the riff tracks commentary with
Yeah.
Brit.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. The rest of the songs on here are all pretty good. Track 2, Spirits.
It's very
slows,
pretty.
Yeah, it slows down to a snail's pace. It is like yin to the yang of Portal to the Red Waterfall.
Mm-hmm.
And I welcomed it for that.
Yeah, it's a lovely hand-picked electric guitar with some synth pads and programmed brush drums underneath, which was a nice.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like look up there and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
It's one of the preset Logic templates that Dan Monty has, I think.
Probably. Track after that, track 3, Round Table, named after the pizza restaurant. Of course.
Obviously.
I want
just-
some pizza now.
Just a couple minutes of
Same.
like really big sounding metal. Honestly, this song sounded to me a lot like Praxis. Like Praxis's 90s stuff. It was really
Well,
cool.
we're gonna talk about Praxis.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Praxis and Mutual Aid.
That's part of my journey.
Excellent. And then last track, Crayon Factory. It was pretty much just a solo song.
Yeah, people really like that song.
Yeah.
It was fine. It
It's
was
fine.
It was very much just Buckethead noodling, which is cool. I prefer when he noodles with just riffs than
I like
he's-
it when he noodles in context.
I like when he noodles the guitarist from The Offspring.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite noodles. Send
Mhm.
nudes.
Same.
Send
Hey,
nudes.
Smash was an awesome record.
Straight up, they've got like 4 great records. Americana rocks too. I don't care what people say.
Mm-hmm. I would agree.
Yeah. This
And they had
favorite
Josh
record-
Freese playing drums for them recently, so there you go.
Wow.
there's the
He was
connection.
he was
That's
in
very
Guns N'
legit.
Roses also,
Mhm.
so there's an overlap there.
Josh Freese is
Isn't
actually,
he's the one who told
Axl
got
Rose.
in touch with Buckethead for Axel. So.
Yeah. He's the one who recommended him.
Yeah.
Most
So
people
there's
think it was
there's a
Brain,
huge
but Brain
overlap
wasn't even in the
there.
band at that point. Yeah. So what is the red liquid coming out of Red Waterfall?
Oh God.
It's like it's where you get Swedish fish. It's where they live.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's the liquid in which the Swedish fish live, and it is
That's
red.
so wholesome.
Red both because of the amount of Swedish fish swimming in the red waterfall, but also because of their secretions, which are also red.
So tell me more about the secretions of Swedish fish, Spencer.
They have a lot of.
That's the name of the
glucose.
next Pike.
Swedish
yeah.
fish secretions, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
this sure has a lot of glucose and corn syrup.
Mm,
Yeah,
lots of just read.
red 60 too.
It's weird.
Corny
when-
joke syrup.
oh yeah, that was a very corny joke.
Mm-hmm.
It's I forgot my train of thought. Who cares?
I don't know.
Yeah, fucking red liquid. Better red than dead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Red Dawn. It's actually Red Dawn dish soap.
Yeah.
Which was just released on 4K, I believe.
Nice.
Dish
there
soap.
we go.
They're releasing dish soap on film now. That's pretty sick.
Yes.
No, Red Dawn.
Yeah. I made a meme out of that. It says Head Dawn and has fucking Patrick Swayze or whoever wearing a Buckethead bucket.
That's one for your meme page.
Already made it like a year ago. Thanks though. Yep. So that was the Pikes this week.
That was the Pikes this week.
We did it.
We did it. We listened to all of them.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Now we want to get right into it.
Let's
want to do it.
Let's hop right in. Let's hop
All
on
right.
pop.
This is the part of the show
Let's hop on pop.
where,
Fuck all
where I,
cops.
where I take y'all on an adventure. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all gonna go on an adventure with me?
Where are we going on an adventure to, Spencer?
We're gonna
Is it
go-
the last train to Buckethead Land?
We're gonna go into the Bucket Void.
Oh yes.
Statements from the
It's so funny hearing those live. 'Cause
Oh
Oh
my god!
Oh my god.
Yeah, here we are.
We're here.
Sorry,
It's so funny
you know-
hearing those. Yeah, no, I didn't know you weren't done yet. I was gonna say I usually listen to you at 2 times the speed. So these sound super slow when I hear them live.
Nice.
That makes sense.
That-
It's always
that-
like
yeah.
greetings from the Bucket Void.
God, I can't. I mean, good on you listening to us at double speed. I can't.
I
Really,
can't listen
You
to us
don't
at
need
all.
no-
I mean, yeah,
Notice how
I
people
have a
talk
hard
until
enough
you
time
start
sitting
listening
through
to
the
them talk
episode while we're
fast.
live. So, yeah, but here we are in the
yeah,
Bucket Void.
Yeah, it's the part of the show where we look at YouTube comments and talk about them because they're fun and,
What did you name this document?
I always just type random stuff. I just
Looks
like,
like
blah,
it
blah,
says,
blah,
like,
blah.
Coq Ninja or Nage?
Nah, it doesn't say
Cock-
anything enough.
Coq Nage. That's the Klingon word of the day, Spencer.
Yeah, that's the Klingon word of the day for like we.
Bucket
no.
facts.
It's when your stepdad acts without honor.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of acting without honor, YouTube user Mehdi Cheheb says 1 year ago, the riffs on this one are as monumental as geologic rifts. He equates riffs with rifts.
That's pretty good. I like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
One could do that. One
Yep.
could do that if one was so.
Yeah,
Interested?
Yeah, Crayon Factory, last track of Pike 261. More like the Grand Crayon Factory.
Oh.
Am I right, guys?
Arm Red Feather.
Definitely right.
Arm Red Feather says 5 years ago, this kicks ass. Great timing, tones, riffs. Reminds me of the bees when we messed with their hives. All kinds of emotions and sounds. Ups/downs that he then crossed out. Angrily passionate. So good.
Man, his messing with beehives sounds a lot like he's talking about fucking.
You think?
I think he is. I think he sticks his dick in beehives. I think that's what he's talking about.
I don't think he does that. I don't think anybody does that.
No, I
to
think,
be honest.
I think he sounds with bees. He does the honey sounding.
Ooh. No.
No, yeah.
Yeah, you. He gets like a straw from McDonald's, like one of those wide straws, and like sticks it down there, and then like sticks that in the beehive.
The
to get
Slurpee
bees to
straw
crawl.
from the 7-Eleven.
Oh yeah, with the spoon.
Yeah. Spoon Man.
Yeah, that's where that song's
That's what the
about.
song's about. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Lunchbox Toothpick says 5 years ago, I think Buckethead should put all his work in the Library of Congress for all future generations.
That's not how the Library of
That's
Congress
not
works.
how it works at all. It is-
They nominate things and accept them, and like
Mhm.
not a lot of media makes it in there.
One of my friends got his library in there. I think he had a friend on the inside who was like, "Hey, you want your stuff in the Library of Congress?"
Nice.
And it's
That's
the
rocks.
band Bile.
Yeah. I'm just
Yeah.
gonna say yeah.
If you can believe, of all things in the Library of Congress,
I can believe it. There's weirder
That's
shit. in
one
the
of
lib-
them.
You know, do you remember like when all tweets were automatically added to the Library of Congress up to a certain point?
No.
I think it was up to
I never got on the Twitter bandwagon.
So I think it was up to 2011, I want to say. I could be wrong, but
That sounds
it-
terrifying.
But check this out. You know what this means?
Oh.
the Kevin Smith tweet is in the Library of Congress.
Oh,
Wait, what are we talking about?
The Kevin Smith tweet where he says, 10 years in, and we still fuck each other like we're cheating on each other with each other. Her clit brown taint area pones my dick.
Her clit / brown taint.
/brown/taint area.
Yeah.
And what's so bad about that?
It's just a great tweet. It
sounds like Kevin Smith to me.
It's just no one wants to think about Kevin Smith eating pussy. That to me is a horrifying mental image. Like that's like the image
is that
they show.
ableist of you, Brett?
No, that's like the shit they show you at Abu Ghraib when they're trying to be like,
he is a
you
pretty
will
offensive
believe in
artist.
freedom. This is what your people do.
Have they seen Clerks? I mean, Jesus.
I mean, like, so that tweet, that Kevin Smith
He
tweet,
started with fucking a dead guy. Like, this isn't that bad.
That's true. That's true. They probably show that Kevin Smith tweet to like prisoners at Guantanamo Bay. They're like,
Yeah.
this is
Try not to lick any clit / brown / taint areas on your way to the car or on your way to the parking lot.
Yeah.
Yep.
So speaking of Brewer, Jason Evans says 4 weeks ago.
Friend of the show, Jason Evans.
Friend of the show, Jason
Friend
Evans.
of the
I saw
cast,
this.
yeah.
And so there's a great, like, I don't understand the first half of this. I just love it. And so that's why I grabbed it. Google says cellulose found in wood pulp of paper breaks down over time and gives old books a pleasant vanilla almond scent.
Yes.
Cool. Yes.
Love that.
Yes. And then he goes on to compliment how good the Pike is. But that first one, that's a nice random knowledge drop. I appreciate it.
That seems like a Buckethead thing.
Sure.
I bet Buckethead likes old books.
I would guess probably.
Yeah.
What do you think is his favorite genre of book?
Sci-fi,
Yeah.
definitely, 100%.
I could see that.
Mhm.
He's a big-
Or horror. He likes horror too, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big Asimov fan, probably.
Comic books.
Yeah. More like Assimov.
Yeah.
Probably like anime if he's all into like giant robot and stuff.
He definitely
Mhm.
reads some manga. There's no doubt
Definitely.
about that.
That is for sure. Gene Neymar says 2 years ago, this Pike is pretty cool. Just alternative enough in all the right ways. Heavy, catchy, and creative, and decently accessible for those who don't like to get too wild. A nice balance of accessible and experimental, and if you love raw and filthy, dirty-sounding, down-tuned guitar and bass action, then this Pike is for you.
Raw and filthy, dirty sounding down to.
Which one was this in reference to?
The second Pike that we listened to this week. Pike 260.
Ferry to the island of lost minds.
I really just like that they capitalized Pike, like all caps on Pike. I think that's funny.
Great
Pike!
reason to read this comment. Moving
Brit,
on.
it was a rough week out there, okay?
Yeah.
Speaking of rough week out there, Kazim Bazyar says 5 years ago, Bucky Buck is ever.
My name is Buck, and I'm here to
Buck.
play guitar.
Andre Takayuk says 2 years ago, reminds me of the Sargasso Sea. What's next? Dolphin rape cave? Give me a
What?
flying Dutch woman. If I directed horror movies, that would be a bagger.
This is entirely unhinged.
I know, it's
Like
really
Jason
good.
Evans, at least he's got like a non sequitur that's like pleasant.
Uh-huh.
This guy is just like, guitar, dolphin rape, dolphin rape, dolphin rape. Ooh, flying Dutch woman, give her the bagger. Like, what is he doing, man?
Yeah, I don't know, man. He's probably talking about the Legend of Bagger Vance, though.
Oh, or he's talking about the fucking in that episode of Star Trek we watched. There's rape gangs,
yeah. I hear there
Of
are rape
dolphins.
gangs on the surface.
dolphin rape gangs.
Yeah, wild. Okay. YouTube user Click Smitty's Remains Egar says 2 months ago, Smitty was here.
Getting shitty with Smitty, my boy.
Ben S says, Big B is a warrior of the light. Thank you.
Hell yeah, Big B. He was talking about Ben, Big Ben,
Big Ben,
the clock,
the clock,
the clock,
for sure.
warrior of light.
So up next we have a favorite YouTube commenter, Kevin.
Yes, we
Mhm.
do.
We love him so much that we have like songs for him. So we're gonna read some comments from his. It's gonna get a little
Oh
wild.
God, it already
Okay.
gives me a headache just looking at it.
Master of the ship key, a bucketbot divine. Commander extraordinary, it's time for Jordan Vine.
Oh my God, Jordan Vine. So Jordan Vine says 3 years ago, edited.
Buckethead has the freedom and absolute fucking right to compose whatever he wants. Wow, this
Wow.
one is something
Oh,
else.
let's try again. Let's try again,
let's do
Britt.
it. All right.
All right, 3,
Take
2,
two.
1.
Buckethead has the freedom and absolute fucking right to compose whatever the fuck he wants to compose.
And if he
Wants to compose it, he can.
and if you
Don't like
something he's done,
doesn't mean
he's done something
wrong.
and he
Shouldn't have done it. Remember that. Realize that. Understand that.
and
Accept that.
because it's
His fucking music, not fucking ours.
how tight is that? What a sentiment.
I think he has a caps lock problem.
No, I think he has a caps lock solution.
Mm.
I think his caps lock is on.
That
all
is
the-
like the glass half full for Jordan Vine.
That's true.
Yeah.
I bet his caps lock is always on, and he has to hit the shift key to actually
the
type
bucket
lowercase.
is half full.
No,
Yeah.
no. His caps lock key is broken. He has his shift key taped down with electrical tape. That's how hard he's gone.
That rules, yeah. So he continues on. This one's really, really
You got to get him on the show.
wild. We've tried.
We've
We're
tried.
trying.
Really?
Yeah.
Britt, can you see that?
Barely, but
I
I
can
can do
I
it.
can hold this so we can both.
No,
see
I got it.
Okay, you got it. Okay. I'm gonna
Repeat
myself again, but I
Don't care.
because
Buckethead deserves to be praised.
so I'm
Gonna
do it
often.
as I can.
Buckethead
Is the
most incredibly, amazingly,
and
phenomenally skillful guitarist ever.
in the
Whole world, galaxy,
and
universe,
I'm being
incredibly serious,
and just
brutally honest.
about this.
No other human being who plays guitar in this world is better than Buckethead.
It
Doesn't matter.
and I don't give a fuck if there's guitarists out there
who have been playing longer than Buckethead. It won't change view,
and
opinion of him. He is the best.
And that's that.
Mic drop. Boom.
Boom.
Boom. Fucking dropping mics like atom bombs up in here,
Wow.
Jordan.
Yeah. Jordan Vine. He has one more.
Oh.
One more. In keeping with the previous comment. And he says 4 years ago,
Buckethead is,
and
will always,
and
forever be
the
best,
and
greatest,
there is in
the whole history
History
of all
music
music that exists.
exists.
what a legend.
We love a Jordan Vine time.
Jordan
All right, we got
Remember Vine?
a few. No.
Good.
We've got a few more. We got a few more going on here. YouTube user PS Zavista says 5 years ago, Buckethead is the most masterpiece of actuality. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a fine sentiment. Thank you for that. Sonny DeCludy says 2 years ago,
That's what Sunny D is named after.
correct. Beautiful and a little melancholy. His painting on this seems sad, like me.
Aw.
Sorry you're sad.
Yeah, sorry,
Someone
Sonny.
give Sonny a hug.
Yeah.
Have a
What's
sunnier
such a
attitude.
positive name? It's such a negative outlook.
Maybe drink some Sunny D about it.
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
that helps.
Or maybe get
Suck
some
some
Sunny
Sunny D.
Yeah, right
Yeah,
there you go.
there you
Some Sunny
go.
D up in that ass.
Yeah.
There you go.
Uh-huh.
Pink
There-
wagon.
Yeah, there you go. Mike Metask says 2 years ago, sometimes I forget to listen to Buckethead when I really need to. Me too, because I do
Yeah,
a
me
podcast
too.
about Buckethead, and sometimes I wait too long to do that, and it's very stressful.
Yes.
But it is also kind sometimes stressful to listen to Buckethead. It depends on the situation.
That's true. Yeah.
Especially your situation.
Yes. Exactly.
It's like you can't wait for the right time because you got a show to do in that week, you know.
Exactly. So we have one more statement from the Bucket Void and then a statement from the Britain Void, and then we'll be wrapping up. Our last statement from the Bucket Void, meaning, something we sourced from a YouTube comment. YouTube user RC Swiss Made says 11 months ago, Buckethead is not from this world.
Wow, he didn't do the
Q, he didn't do the QAnon slogan.
Okay, great.
So this user,
really?
we highlight him every week because he frequently will type Buckethead is not from this world and then WWG1WGA, the QAnon slogan, or sometimes just WWGWGA. He'll just do that.
Have you looked at his YouTube profile? Does he have any videos up?
He does, but he just has a couple videos about guitar. It's not nothing about QAnon.
Is it like now I'm
you
gonna
think Buckethead eats babies or something?
I'm gonna transpose the protocols of the Elder of Zion here into tab form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joe Satriani is fueled by adrenochrome.
More like Joe Semi-Tronny. I don't know.
Yeah. The G3 concert is actually a summit for, the elites.
Oh, yeah.
I saw a G3 concert once.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did anybody eat a baby?
Did it hit your G spot?
No, I got really contact high. I hadn't started smoking yet myself, but I was high that night for sure.
Yeah, I bet. But there are a lot of greasy motherfuckers.
And John Petrucci was the opener. I know you talked about Dream Theater recently.
Yeah, more like Nightmare Theater. Am I right, guys?
Yeah.
Right, guys?
Yeah.
I actually met him a bunch of times because his wife used to play in a band that I filmed.
Nice.
Or consistently filmed.
Is he a nice guy?
Yeah, I didn't know who he was at first. He was just because I hadn't seen him with his long ass beard and stuff.
He has a huge beard.
Yeah.
He has a huge beard now, and I've seen Dream Theater back 20 years ago, and he didn't look like that. So I'm like, and I walk into the backstage area, and this guy talking about how he doesn't know what guar is, and I'm like, who's this fucking beardy dude who doesn't know who guar is? And he's like,
John Petrucci didn't know who guar is?
Oh, fuck.
Oh, he's like,
and then he played later that night, so I filmed him.
He's like, I don't like bands that are good live.
he didn't know what they did. So for some reason, it was totally off of his radar, and he never really quite knew who they were.
He's a metal musician. That's nuts.
Calling
that's what I was thinking.
A stretch. Yeah, I don't know.
That's my Petrucci story, and I'm at the. I don't know if you were a fan of them at all, but the Live from New York DVD from the Scenes from a Memory tour 20 years ago. I was at that show.
Nice.
I am a huge fan of not listening to Dream Theater. That's
I can't keep up with them. My brother was a big fan, so I kind of by a proxy. I liked that album though. That was a good album.
Speaking of Dream Theater,
Statements from the Britain Void.
All right, lastly,
there's a lot of voids on this show.
Yeah, I know. Lastly, for this one, on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, you texted me and said, I feel like I'm juggling interesting Heathcliff balls, and some clown keeps on tossing more into my hands, and I can't stop juggling Heathcliff.
Totally true. Listen to all of our special Heathcliff episodes. 5 parts. It rules. Statements from the Bucket Void. So before
I didn't realize that was a void within a void.
Yeah, it was a sub void. So we are to the part where we recommend where we make recommendations and recommend stuff, and we're gonna have you recommend your upcoming film and talk about it. Tell us about your film.
Oh, I had some actual recommendations too. But
well, you can do that.
Let me tell you
can do
about
that after we recommend shit. Until then, the floor is yours.
Yeah, this is where I go off the rails. Fuck yeah. The Life and Slimes of Dukey Flyswatter and Haunted Garage is a documentary I'm making about Dukey Flyswatter and his band Haunted Garage. And Do you know anything about him
I
or them?
don't.
So I only really know
It's for you, then.
Flyswatter from his writing credits because he wrote a lot of stuff for
'Cause
Fredel
you
and
did
Ray.
know about Blood Diner.
I
yeah.
I
know
have
about-
seen
yeah,
Blood Diner.
I also I think I haven't seen him act in many things. I think he co-stars in a couple Troma films. I want to say
He's in Surf Nazis
Surf
Must
Nazis
Die.
Must Die. Yeah. That's I've definitely seen him in that. I don't really know if I've seen him act in anything, and I've never heard Haunted Garage.
I bet you have.
Yeah. I'm sure I have.
I'll figure it out. Here, well, I'll start with one of my recommendations as a sub kind of whatever pathway here. Have you seen Hollywood Chainsaw Hookers?
He's in that. Yeah, I sold 2 copies of that. I met a guy online who has collected over 120 copies of different.
Is it High
formats.
John the Conqueror?
There's 2 guys. One of them is really nice, and the other one is kind of a dickhead, and he just always talks shit on the other guy who's really nice. It's really
That's
funny.
hilarious.
Yeah, there's like 2 guys.
For
each
some
of them have
reason,
like
I
100
haven't
copies.
realized that.
Yeah.
Because I follow all the people who love this movie.
So
One of them, I know that's one of them.
One of them
right?
in California, and I want to say that was the nice guy. I don't remember where the other guy's from. I want to say Indiana or Idaho or some shit like that. It's been a while. They got into a bidding war, and like both of them were messaging me like, "Can you sell this to me before the other guy? Because he's an asshole." And I'm like, "What? No,
That's hilarious.
Stop."
So who did you sell it to? The nice guy?
I sold it to the highest bidder. I don't remember who it
Yeah,
was.
that's
I don't
right.
give
That's a good
fuck.
way to do it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he is in this movie. This is, you mentioned Fredel and Ray before. This is a Fredel and Ray
absolutely.
film, and
Yeah.
he did a whole bunch of films with him. The Tomb, Cyclone,
Ooh,
and then you might know him from Sorority Babes in the Slime Ball Bollarama.
Right.
He's the voice of the Imp.
Wasn't he on,
Nightmare Sisters.
was it Death Ship? Is he on that one too?
Prison Ship.
Prison Ship. That's the one.
Yeah, he wrote that, and he's in it. He's the guy
That's
with
right.
the
That's
crazy
right.
colored
Yeah.
hair.
He's on. Yeah, it was one of the ship films. One of the
Yes,
bad
Prison
ship films.
aka Star Slammer, aka The Adventures of Tora. I don't know why there's so many fucking names for this movie, but that's what it is. Yeah. Anyways, I'm making a documentary about this guy, and besides his movie career, which I know you are a little bit aware of, he did have this pioneering like horror punk rock like horror movie on stage type of band called Haunted Garage, and
great name.
And they were, I would say they hit their peak in like 1991-ish, and they put out this album Possession Park, which is on Metal Blade Records.
Oh, awesome.
Wow, that's a very cool album cover.
Were they were pretty much like contemporaries of fucking Deli Creeps then.
That's kind of what I'm getting at.
Were
here.
they in California as well?
In California.
No
and
shit. Okay.
Yeah, and so Haunted Garage was an LA band, and I think Deli Creeps was more in the San Francisco area. Although I think each band kind of crisscrossed into those areas. They never actually played a show together that I could. I mean, I've never heard of one. I mean, I asked specifically. I don't think they would forget someone like Buckethead.
I mean, Deli Creeps only played like less than 20 live shows ever. So
really,
yeah, it's super limited. I've gone way down the rabbit hole and like.
The bucket hole.
Yeah, they really just never played many shows, but like the ones that they played are like really notable. Like they played a couple shows.
Yeah, they're all on YouTube then.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a guy on the Buckethead subreddit who just put up like a dozen never seen before Buckethead and Deli Creeps videos from like 96
Oh, I
and
saw
shit.
that, yeah.
Like and they're in good
Wait,
quality
on YouTube
too.
recently?
Yeah. And his like his 15-year-old son is teaching him how to rip stuff in 720, and it looks pretty fucking good. Like,
because I'm going down the Deli Creeps rabbit hole again just in preparation for my interview.
Yeah.
And because I'm just like a fan and like it's good to revisit this stuff. Yeah, that was a contemporary to Haunted Garage, and I would say like there was a bunch of weirdo bands kind of that happened at the same time. There was some crazy energy in the world. And they were all from different areas. So even though they may have crossed paths and been fans of each other, they didn't necessarily influence each other. Haunted Garage is definitely one of them. Deli Creeps is one of them. Guar, was one of them. Green Jelly was another one, and that's something we didn't talk about either yet.
I mean, that's a whole.
But the first time I ever actually saw Dukey Flyswatter was in the Misadventures of Shitman video from the Green Jello serial killer.
Oh, okay. There you go. There you go.
I didn't know who it was at the time, but like years before I had heard of Haunted Garage, everybody's seen Dukey Flyswatter. I bet your mother has seen Dukey Flyswatter because you know what? He's been an extra, Hollywood extra in movies like The Bodyguard and stuff like that. Like,
No shit.
you may not know it. It's a little bit of a subliminal message, but like, you see that one punk rocker in an extra scene with green hair? That's probably Dukey Flyswatter.
Love to see it.
That fucking rocks.
Yeah.
Right.
Sounds pretty rad.
and-
So like, what's the through line for the documentary?
The through line is that they deserve a lot more fucking credit than they've ever gotten because they were a pioneer of this genre and they were like kings of the LA underground scenes. But outside of LA, never really made it.
Mhm.
Metal Blade dropped the ball huge. Like they went on one tour to promote this album and it was in Europe.
Mm.
Wow.
So how does that help a band from LA? Although it was with the Cramps, which is very cool.
Cramps rule.
Yeah.
Metal Blade didn't even set that up. The Cramps asked them to do it. So like they're this highly visual like horror band. They had all these because obviously Dukey's movie career in B horror films, they had all these friends in the industry.
Yeah.
And they would have like these young makeup effects artists like rig up cool effects and like take like props from their movies that they worked on. They would just make them part of the show.
Dope.
Like they had used props from Return of the Living Dead and
Sick.
Chud 2 and like all sorts of
Oh,
crazy
fucking
Nice.
Bud the
Brain.
Chud. We love Bud the Chud.
Mm-hmm.
This is a photo by Ed Culver, who I was previously gushing about, who did all this photography for the Christian Death and the Damaged album cover and all sorts of LA punk rock history. But I wanted to note these mannequin legs and heads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's stuff they stole out of a dumpster after an Alice Cooper tour. Like that's how they would acquire
Sick.
shit.
That
You know what I
That's
mean?
fucking rad.
I mean, steal
Yeah, so
from the best.
they were like-
There you go. Yeah.
They were like the underground, more risque, brought a little bit of kink on stage, like just totally weirdo band that everyone should know about. And like, to prove a point, I don't know if you saw the trailer that I put out, but like I show some flyers in there. Bands like Tool, White Zombie used to open for them.
Damn.
They like Nirvana was scheduled to open for them. Like Courtney Love was afraid of them. Apparently, they played Soundgarden's first show in LA. Like they were everywhere. They were on the tip of everything. L7, they're going to be in the documentary coming up.
Nice.
Used to play with them. 45
Nice.
Grave, like they were
That's pretty impressive.
the kings of that scene
Mhm.
from like the mid 80s to the early 90s. And then they imploded before they could be world famous. And so now the people need to know.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, they do.
so
Like I want to know. I am
Yeah.
tantalized by
Yeah.
that.
Ooh,
Like
do you-
Wait, can you play stuff from the internet from your iPad?
No.
not easily
difficult.
right now.
Yeah, we don't
Sorry.
have.
I was gonna
we have
say,
stuff
just show the
routed
trailer
in
or
a
a
very
trailer,
specific
like-
way, so it's very difficult for us to do.
It's
anything.
very visual, so
Without-
like it would help to watch it.
I can
That's why I
definitely-
would recommend everyone go check it out.
Yeah.
I've been doing an Indiegogo campaign. I'm calling it the Indie Gorgor campaign.
Yeah.
Emphasis on the pain.
Yeah.
And I was very concerned when we started this because today's the last day. We actually only have 4 hours left on the
Oh, shit.
campaign. And Indiegogo was down for the last like 2 hours.
Fuck.
I finally see it's back up, but like I feel like I'm owed compensation. I'm on a live podcast like promoting this thing and your fucking site is down. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, no one watches this.
Shh, don't tell Indiegogo that because they think they owe me something now.
Yeah, no, they definitely
I'm just
do.
being realistic here. It's like
It's like I'm at the end of my campaign and it's like, are you kidding me? Your site is down. People can't go and donate. But anyways, yes, I don't know when this comes out. It'll probably just have turned into the Dukey Doc store, which you can still probably get some like stickers and cool stuff like
yeah,
that.
this will drop on the 12th of June.
Yeah, so obviously not in the next 4 hours when this campaign is running,
Definitely
but yeah, get your stickers, check it out. Like if you don't know anything about it, that's my target audience because this is going to blow people's mind. If you're into weird LA, history, punk rock, I mean, these guys aren't just punk musicians. These guys are sick, like crazy, awesome musicians. Just weird horror movies, B movies. Another Buckethead connection here, besides being weirdo California contemporaries, is one of the people I got in my documentary is Bill Moseley, because he's like an old friend and fan of Haunted Garage.
Yeah.
And so I went to his house and hung out with him for a while, and and I wanted to show my original Cornbug CD, which is handwritten by him back in the 90s. Look, it's on a CDR.
Yeah, that rules.
That's how old school I am. And
it's the hard shit.
So there's obviously some crossover, although not totally directly. That was thrilling. I saw some Buckethead artwork that he has in his garage and stuff like that.
His haunted garage.
Oh,
hey, what's up, everybody?
I love it.
Call
there
back.
You go.
Call back. Here we go. Do you have a?
But yeah, this is for this is edgy shock rock stuff. Not quite G.G. Allen because it's more fun, but they were spraying blood on the audience at the same time Guar was, but they started these ideas independently.
Mm-hmm.
It was all connected, this weirdo rock scene, and you definitely got to check it out.
Love that weirdo rock.
Yeah, that fucking rules, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks for bringing that to our attention.
Yeah, do you have
well, thank you for letting me talk about it, because I feel like all these, I was like a sponge for bands that put stupid shit on their head, but also made good music.
Mm-hmm.
And Haunted Garage, Guar, Buckethead. I don't know if you can see. That's another one of my recommendations. Although I don't have a physical copy of it yet because it only dropped today. The new Guar album is out, and it's fucking amazing. Sick. I'm my mind is exploding. If you can see over here, this is my Guar cave, just full of Guar CDs and DVDs and books and games and action figures and hot sauces and everything.
Sick.
But someone already made that documentary. It's actually in film festivals right now, so it's great. Check it out. But I didn't make that one, so I'll take the Haunted Garage one.
Nice.
And I know you wanted to touch on this, but do you want to talk about green jelly?
Let's save that for another time. We're kind of running low on time here.
It's a little exhausting.
Yeah.
We have a mutual friend, because I was a member of Green Jelly, and they're closely associated with this all as well.
What a Wookiee.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Wookiee.
Yeah.
And my other recommendation is just go listen to old Deli Creeps music.
Hell yeah.
Yes, go check out
Dawn of the
Deli Creeps
just
now
released.
on Spotify and everything, but listen to that original raw stuff, because it is one of a kind, unique. And I feel like if Buckethead didn't flee the coop, so to speak, and make it so huge on his own, there would have been an alternate timeline where Deli Creeps is still together and making B movies or whatever they would be doing right now.
Perhaps.
Hell yeah.
Spenser, what do you got to recommend this week?
Oh my God. Recommendation with a caveat. We'll get to the caveat. The new Sex Pistols series on Hulu.
Oh, I gotta start watching that. Is it good?
I watched all of it. I finished watching it yesterday. Most of the episodes are written and directed by Danny Boyle. Who you may know as the director of Sunshine, which is a banger.
So I'm surprised it's not written and directed entirely by Vivienne Westwood, like the band The Sex Pistols.
It's actually more Malcolm McLaren, but she's a big
Malcolm
part of
McLaren.
it. Yeah,
I mean, both of them, but Vivienne Westwood came up with the original concept, and she's the one who made the clothes.
It's a really interesting series.
28 Days Later. That's the movie I'm
there
thinking
you go.
of.
I'm not sure if I loved it or not. There are things about it. I feel like it kind of fumbles at the end, but the visual style is interesting. It's very intense. The visual, it's shot in it's in 4:3. And there's a lot of cuts to old footage from England in the 1970s. And so it uses a lot of original footage.
Oh, so it's like Austin Powers.
It's like Austin Powers.
Sick.
But then they recreate old footage and all that sort of stuff. But it's got a really wild visual aesthetic to it, which I think is going to be polarizing. I definitely found the visual style kind of grating after a while because there's so many cuts. It's so cut, and it's all these weird camera angles, and they use all these filters on the camera. It's really interesting the way they filmed it. But the story is somewhat interesting. I'm not a fan of the Sex Pistols, but like the story is interesting.
The Sex Pistols suck.
Yeah, but I mean that's the point of the series.
I mean, I own that record. That one record they did. That's the whole thing about the Sex Pistols, though.
Yeah,
like, they were only a band for 2 fucking years.
Yeah.
So like,
They
they
were a band with 2 musicians and 4 members, which is like, what's the point? Like,
yeah, Sid Vicious sucks.
No,
Fuck
Sid Vicious blows. He's a shitty vocalist, shitty bassist. Like, fuck that guy.
Oh, totally. I mean, and that's
might have killed his girlfriend and a junkie.
Yeah, might have killed his girlfriend.
Definitely killed his girlfriend.
You know.
Well, there's like another guy that they thought might have done it as well. So it was like between him and the other dude.
It was definitely him.
It is most likely him. But we don't know. But anyways, yeah, I watched all of that series. I found it interesting enough to finish. I would say, like, if you're interested in like music history and whatnot, it is an interesting set of stuff.
As a punk rocker, I have to watch it.
Definitely.
It's, like, required viewing.
I would say like it's worth watching for sure. Your mileage on it though, like how much you like it or how much you find certain characters and visual styles grating, may influence your overall take on it, as it did with me. But I do think it is interesting and it is worth checking out. So I would recommend that. Britt, what you got?
Cool.
The Buzzcocks were better.
Hell yeah, they
definitely.
were so much better.
Fucking A.
Whoa.
And I mean, the Clash is better than all of them put together, though.
Well, yeah.
Really
so I have to recommend 2001's The Breed, starring Adrian Paul and Bokeem Woodbine. Adrian Paul is a vampire, and Bokeem Woodbine is essentially a human that is somehow still playing Blade. And it's incredible. The visual style is ridiculous. It just rips off
The Brood.
The Breed from 2001.
The Breed. And it's a movie.
It's a movie starring Bokeem Woodbine and Adrian Paul, who played Duncan MacLeod.
Who directed it?
I have no idea. I don't have the director here.
Nobody of note.
No, it was. I mean, it's a B film.
C film maybe?
No, it's B.
Okay,
it's B.
All right.
It rules though. It's super silly. It's just like Bokeem Woodbine being an early 2000s like trash talking black detective, and then Adrian Paul being a fucking vampire. And Adrian Paul plays a great fucking immortal.
Yeah. He has a lot of experience.
Indeed, and he plays a fucking sick-ass vampire.
Vampire?
The movie sucks, and I recommend it.
Nice. That sounds like it sucks, and I want to watch it.
It's so good.
I'm stoked.
It's on my server. Check it out.
Well, that's amazing. All right, is it time for my favorite part of the show?
I really gotta pee. 1 sec.
All right, we'll just hang here for a second.
You should tell some bucket jokes out of the Garfield book.
I could tell my Buckethead story if you want to fill some time.
Tell me, that'd be great.
I know I'm here to talk about my documentary, but like I probably discovered Buckethead first. But nice. I don't know. I don't know if I could make a documentary about him. That would be kind of difficult.
It would be hard, right? Like he doesn't talk to anybody, really.
Yeah, and it probably wouldn't actually be that interesting if you really got into it.
Believe me, we have 87 episodes of getting into it, and
yeah, exactly.
It's not that interesting.
But when I was like, I don't know, 10 years old, and my brother's 8 years older than me, so he was, I guess, like 18, which sounds crazy to me now because he's always seemed old, and now that seems so young.
Yeah.
And he brought, he would borrow CDs from his college friends who were in, on the underground tip and liked stuff like P-Funk and things like that. And one day he brought home this CD, Praxis Transmutation.
Nice.
And it changed my fucking life because I still think this holds up today. This is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's a classic. Like, it could have been recorded yesterday. It could have been recorded, in the 80s. You don't know. It's so classic sounding. Of course, Brain, before Primus, and Bernie Worrell and Bootsy Collins and the DJ for Africa Bambaataa, produced by Bill Laswell. It's a classic.
I heard.
And my brother, he was old enough to go to the shows back then, and he went to a show to see Buckethead at the Wetlands. Almost got into a fist fight with Bernie Worrell because he didn't know who he was, and he was pushing him to try to get up to the stage because I guess he was late for the gig.
Bernie Worrell was probably in his mid 50s at that point.
Yeah. I guess he was still could be aggressive, but good thing he didn't. because it was Bernie Worrell and R.I.P. Bernie.
R.I.P. Bernie.
But my brother, this was at the Wetlands in New York. Must have been 1995 or so. I can't find any bootlegs from it. I found other bootlegs of shows he played there, but not this one specifically.
Dang.
And he snuck backstage after the show because Buckethead wasn't famous yet. You know, I think Brain was playing drums.
Nice.
It was more like a jam session kind of show.
Mhm.
So he spent most of the night talking to Brain. Buckethead was overwhelmed, unmasked, talking to people, just like signing autographs. He didn't have anything to autograph, so he got Brain and Buckethead to sign this New York Yankees hat.
Oh,
it's like
shit.
faded stuff.
Hell yeah.
And he put to Kevin, stay out of the crematorium, Buckethead. And this definitely matches up with all his other signatures that I have, which are not easy to, are easy to get. You can definitely get a Buckethead signature.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
On anything pretty much these days. But this was special from the 90s. He met him, sans mask, like he was not like highly secure or anything yet, or
It
didn't take a picture or anything.
You know?
But,
So, yeah.
and that just led me into like, I thought I had a lot of catching up to do back then in the 90s for Buckethead material. Who knew? I feel bad for anyone who's getting into him now, because at least I had a head start.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God, he's on like 20 records. How am I going to buy all of that as a 10-year-old? Now it's like,
it's a great
what
question.
he put out. He put out that many records like this month, I think.
Yeah, right? Probably something pretty close.
Indeed.
But it was cool, like, because I was a fan so early on, I have things like the original Binge Clips VHS tapes and stuff like that.
Yo.
Like just bootleg, like production stuff, I got a grab bag, some of the grab bag cassettes, like
grab bag EPs.
crazy stuff. And that's my Buckethead story. It's kind of just been a journey ever since. He can't fail. I admittedly probably haven't listened to like the last 200 Pikes or so. I keep trying to like catch up from the beginning, and then I fall off.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's great that I know that I'll never have a lack of Buckethead to listen to in my lifetime.
This is true.
And there's always something coming out. Oh, and here's one of my the only one I have. I got one of his drawing things.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Back, I think when he was first doing it.
Love that.
That's super cool.
Oh yeah. Well then.
It's time for my favorite part of the show.
Let's do it. Bucket jokes. Bucket joke. Bucket joke. Bucket joke. Bucket joke. In the news this week, Johnny Depp beat Amber Heard, this time in court. It just got a new gentleman's club in town. Consequently, we've seen a lot more businessmen with concussions. Because it's a club. They say the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So I assume vampires would prefer Barry Bonds to Barry Manilow. I changed my password.
Buried deep stays buried still.
Hell yeah. I changed my password to not recognized. So now when I get it wrong, the website just tells me what it is.
Wow.
A man was arraigned in civil court for taking somebody's money to build a boat dock, but never doing it. He was charged with failure to appear in court. If only there was a good guy with a plane, 9/11 would have never happened.
Snakes on a plane.
There you go.
My girlfriend dumped me and went back to her old boyfriend for algebra purposes. Apparently, she couldn't solve for X.
Whoa.
I just hired a guy who usually does maintenance on carnivore rides. He's fairly handy.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about it, heaven is the original cloud storage platform.
That one's pretty good.
All right, and I'll end on this one. I started using a bag of Coca-Cola syrup as a pillow. Thankfully, it's a soft drink.
Ah.
Bucket joke.
that's the show. We did the whole show. Congratulations.
We did the show.
Hey,
and Indiegogo is back up as of now.
Hey, Kevin, where can we find you on the internet? And do you have a release date or anything for your documentary, or is that still up in the air?
No, not at all, because I'm still in the thick of it. You know, that's why I'm fundraising right now, so that I could spend my summer catching up and trying to, you know, I don't know when it's going to be done. It's going to be done when it's done.
Yep.
Because I'm going to do it right, and it's a passion project.
Yeah, hell yeah. That's the right kind of perspective.
But with the more money that you give me, it'll be done quicker and more smoothly, I would say.
Hell yeah.
And I do also want to just celebrate for a moment. Like, I did put an ambitious goal of $10,000 for this very niche subject, and I raised more than 50% of it. So I would say that's a huge success, and that's probably going to be it for now. But that's going to be a good start.
Nice.
And we did get some recent interviews. Fred Olin Ray is now part of our documentary.
The legend. Fucking legend.
We're going to get Lloyd Kaufman soon. I was supposed to go see him because I'm in New York, so I can just drive over to Tromaville. But he caught COVID the day before I was supposed to go interview him. So
we must protect
schedule that.
Fucking Lloyd Kaufman at all costs. That dude is a national treasure.
Certainly is.
Yeah. So exactly. Put that man in a bubble.
Yeah, honestly, like one of the funniest men to ever exist. Like if you watch him just doing interviews, he's got his little flute now. Yeah, he's like a version of Mel Brooks that's always on. Like he is so fucking clever. That dude is nuts funny.
Yeah, and I can't wait. I haven't seen it yet, but I know there's a new one. Hashtag Shakespeare Shitstorm. I know the singer of my band is in it. It's in the film screenings right now.
Love that.
That sounds great. Love the concept.
Oh, yeah.
How do you find me? DukeyDuck.com, and spell it with Dukey, because not like that Green Day album. That's the different kind of Dukey.
Yeah. Different kind of doctor,
DukeyDuck.com or at DukeyDuck on the social medias. On Facebook, I have a group called The Life and Slimes of Dukey, Flyswatter, and Haunted Garage, where not only will you get updates from me, but it's just a community of old fans and band members, and you never know what's going to pop up there. Lots of Carl Crew from Blood Diner posts on there all the time. So if you want to see like behind the scenes of Blood Diner and stuff like that, that's also a place to find it.
That's fucking cool.
Yeah, Kevin Vonesper, like. I have a private Instagram account right now, but if you friend me, I'll accept it as long as you're not underage or something. So I'm easy to find. Vonesper Studios is my company. It's all branding. You just type in Vonesper, I'll pop up everywhere.
Hell yeah, we love it.
And I have a new music coming soon as well. That's like the other thing that I do. So Kevin Vonesper, that's the name it'll be under. Brian Viglione from the Dresden Dolls is playing on some of the new stuff. And check it out.
Nice. Spenser, where can we find you on the internet?
Well, I have been deleted from Facebook, or not Facebook, sorry, from Instagram. So,
mission accomplished.
Yeah, mission accomplished. The new page, if you want to follow what I'm getting up to, it's at New Metal Cult, KVLT, New Metal, KVLT.
Mission began.
With an NU, by the way.
Yeah.
Yep.
If you don't know that part by now, then don't even bother to follow me. It's fine.
Yeah.
So how do we feel about West Borland on this podcast?
We love West Borland. We stand.
Okay, good. I'm a West fan.
He's a freaky boy. He's the backbone of all of fucking Limp Bizkit's music.
Yeah, dude, that man's riffs make that band.
No, 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
Check out Black Light Burns.
His album with them is pretty good. Yeah. Also, I don't know. Did you hear his newest like electronic kind of thing he did last year?
I haven't.
2 years ago.
I listened to the new Limp Bizkit album, but I haven't caught up.
Also,
on
the new Big Dumb Face, surprisingly good and funny.
Surprisingly good.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I gotta check that out too. I saw him play at a small club in New York with his wife's band a couple of years ago, and then Jesse Camp from MTV was passing by outside and had me film an interview with him interviewing a bum on his camera that he kept in his pocket, I guess. Cool. So that's my West Borland story.
Yeah. Nice. Where can we follow you?
You can follow me at Dog Voribus, but you know what? I spend more time now fucking selling this show and our other show. So go to at a Bucketcast on most socials and just say hi. You can hit me up there. And you know what? If you want, you can leave us a message. We've got a phone number
We
still.
do.
What's
I
that
keep
phone
forgetting
number?
we have a
Shit.
phone number.
Yeah, it's going to be 425
310-2416.
Oh, you're gonna get some messages from me.
yeah.
Please. Leave us voicemails.
Leave all the
We'll
weirdest
play them
ones
on
you
the
want.
show.
Yeah.
It'll be
We
great.
love that. Yeah, so I think that's been our show.
I think that's it.
So just like the intro with the outro, you just say your name. Are we ready? I've been Britain.
And I've been Spenser.
I'm still Kevin.
You've been listening to Gettin Head,
A Bucketcast. Stay greasy,
Bucketcast.
Bucketheads.
A namaste.
Due to your Zoogle flacency, I'm going to have to little the friggin' spaggendackle back into the hell you're spuckin' muckin'. Whoops.
You can't try to get laid or watch people. You gotta go out and get that job. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure. What a waste of pleasure.
So, I'm just going to paste them into that shared note here.
Cool.
I've got two. And we're going to... Do you want to do one of yours first or one of mine first?
Yeah, let's start on one of mine.
Okay, which one you got? Which one are we doing?
Let's start on the very first one, the one I've been saving for a couple weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
So we're both doing the voice here, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's beautiful.
Okay, so this one, I'll set it up here. This is Dave Mustaine's internal monologue. That's all you really have to know.
This is a beautiful concept, Britt.
Yes.
Will I be Dave Mustaine or Dave Mustaine?
It's your choice.
You know, I think it'll be Dave Mustaine.
Okay, I'll be Dave Mustaine.
I'll be first Dave Mustaine.
Okay,
How's that?
okay, yeah.
Hello, me. Meet the real me. Aren't you supposed to get sober today? Nah, me. I gotta do cocaine and be more successful than Metallica by 94. You can't be more successful than Metallica. You gotta stop that cocaine. Nah, I'm gonna try to sweat bullets tonight. Dave, I'm getting tired of it. You're gonna clean up today. Today. This is muffed up. I'm taking a fat line. Back in Hangar 18, we'd put you in a suspended state of cryogenics. I'd like to count down to your extinction, stupid. You couldn't kill me even if it was your business. If I was still in Metallica, I'd slice your throat. But you're not in Metallica. Nothing will save you. I can't believe we're still the second biggest thrash band. We're a thrash band? What a waste of riffs. My name is me. It's me again. Your liver makes a good target. Get clean or else. You see your heart? It's gonna stop, and then you'll never be better than Metallica. Sweating bullets!
That was beautiful. Thanks, Britt. Now let's do the last one that I sent you.
Okay, John Lennon. Oh, okay. Well, yeah.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna be the Ralph.
Okay, so this is John Lennon and who else?
This is sorry. This is Steve Jones, the guitar player
guitarist
for the Sex Pistols, and John Lyden, aka Johnny Rotten.
Well, I don't know if you saw the recent Steve Jones article, but
Yeah.
he said quote, I am tired of the Sex Pistols music. I would
I'd
rather listen to Steely Dan, which is the most based shit ever.
Yeah.
That shit's punk as fuck.
Yeah,
Oh my god, it's so good.
It is.
All right,
it's
so
really good.
I'm sorry, were you John Lennon?
Yeah, I'm gonna be the Ralph character in this, which is Johnny Rotten.
Okay, Johnny Rotten. All right.
Lyden.
All right. Jesus Christ, John Lennon. Aren't you supposed to brush your teeth sometimes?
There's cigarettes and
Okay, hold on. We're doing British booze.
Yeah.
Sorry. Let's start one more time. Lyden.
Jesus Christ, John Lyden, aren't you supposed to brush your teeth sometimes?
There's cigarettes and booze to consume all day.
You can get fucked up all you want, man, but you got to brush your teeth.
Nah, I'm gonna try to get laid tonight.
Johnny, I'm getting tired of it. You're gonna brush your gross-ass teeth today. T-O-D-A-Y.
This is muffed up. I'm taking the day off, you wanker.
Back at the rehearsal space, we can smell you down the goddamn street. I'd like to make you eat some fucking soap, stupid.
You couldn't eat the side of a barn.
If you would actually listen to me, I'd make you go to a dentist.
Well, I won't ever listen to you. My ignorance will save me.
I can't believe you find Johnny Rotten a flattering nickname.
Infamy isn't flattering.
What a waste of teeth.
My name is Johnny Rotten.
Your stinky fucking mouth makes an insufferable target. By the end of the day, you better consider dental hygiene or else. Your teeth? I can't believe they don't hurt. Wash your fucking mouth!
Lovely. All right, let's do yours. Your second one.
Okay, so this is an interesting setup. I basically base this off. I heard this name, and I'm like, okay, I have to use this name in something.
I'm at all with this name.
I can't believe this is a real person's name, but the setup for this is between John Landis and his helicopter pilot on for the filming of the Twilight Zone film from the early 80s, in which 3 people died.
Oh, no.
During this scene that we're about to talk about. Would you rather be Dorsey Wingo or John Landis?
I'll be John Landis.
Okay. Better switch up the screen.
Yeah. Let's do it. So is John Landis British?
No, he's very American.
Jesus Christ, Dorsey Wingo! Aren't you supposed to fly the helicopter for the big action scene tonight?
Tonight? I thought we were shooting day for night. I'm off at 4.
You can't fly no copter.
Wait.
You can't not. It's a double negative.
Oh, sorry. I didn't see that. Okay,
triple negative, actually.
Let's just start again.
Yeah, okay.
Jesus Christ, Dorsey Wingo! Aren't you supposed to fly the helicopter for the big action scene tonight?
Tonight? I thought we were shooting day for night. I'm off at 4.
You can't not fly no copter. We gotta get that shot.
I was hoping we weren't going to use that many explosives close to the helicopter and illegal child actors tonight.
Wingo, I'm getting tired of it. We're gonna fly that chopper tonight. T-O-D-A-Y.
This is gonna get muffed up. I'm taking the night off.
Back in the war, they'd kill sissies like you. I'd like to shoot tonight, stupid.
But I was in the war. You couldn't make a war film out of the side of a barn.
If we were on set, I'd intentionally blow up your helicopter.
And we're not on set yet. The law will save me.
I can't believe I hired a Vietnam vet and even he's uncomfortable with this shot.
Are you uncomfortable with the shot?
What a waste of concern.
My name is Dorsey Wingo.
Your employment makes a good target. By the end of the day, you're going to drive that chopper over Vic Morrow and those 2 children in completely unsafe and illegal conditions, or you see this job, it's going to be gone. See you tonight. Jesus Christ.
Vic Morrow and the 2 children ended up dying. There's a great Behind the Bastards.
What the fuck happened?
There's a great 2-part Behind the Bastards on John Landis. I highly recommend listening to it. It explains it very fully how John Landis fucked this and didn't take any sort of punishment. It's so fucked up, dude. Highly recommend the Behind the Bastards on John Landis. 2-parter, super fascinating.
All right, so I'm particularly proud of this next one. Yeah, okay. So this is a conversation between Trent Reznor and the guy who ran Right Track recording studios in Cleveland. I think it's Right Track. I'm not sure. But it's a recording studio in Cleveland that Trent Reznor worked as the janitor at.
Mm-hmm.
And this is how he recorded his demos. The owner of the recording studio allowed him to use the studio off hours and was like, yeah, I support you. Because he, quote, thought that Reznor was a really good employee.
Wow.
He was like, he was really attentive to details and he did a really good job as a janitor. So when he asked to use the equipment, I was like, sure.
I want to clean you like a studio.
Yeah, exactly. I'm going to play the Ralph's dad in this case, the studio manager. Okay.
Jesus Christ, Trent Reznor, aren't you supposed to be the janitor?
No, I'm going to use the studio to record my demos after hours.
I mean, you can do that, but you still got to do your job.
Sure, but I'm going to record Head Like a Hole after that.
Trent, I'm okay with that. You're a great employee, but I don't know if you'll find success today. TODAY.
This, my friend, is greatly appreciated. I'm going to stay up all night programming synthesizers.
Back at the studio, Living Color clogged all the toilets. I'd like you to unclog them, my friend.
Was it Muzz Skilling's big fat dump? I couldn't unclog the side of a barn.
Reread the line.
I could unclog the side of a barn.
If money was no object, I'd let you use the studio as much as you wanted.
Unfortunately, it is an object, so I'm happy to use the studio in the middle of the night.
I can't believe how driven and focused you are on making it in the industry.
Is it that obvious?
What a waste as a janitor.
My name is Reznor.
Your talent and focus make you a desirable figure. By the end of these demo recording sessions, you better have label interests. See this? Your future is bright. Good luck.
You skipped the cat, you son of a bitch.
That's true.
Twice you skipped the cat.
I'm very proud of so the interaction back at the studio. Living Color clogged all the toilets. I'd like you to unclog them, my friend. And then he says, I could unclog the side of a barn. It's a hard one, but
yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, my Muzz Skilling's improv was definitely the best part of that.
We do love Muzz Skillings.
Muzz Skilling's
and
big
Muzz
fat
Muzz Skillings did drop a big fat.
He dropped a
mud
deuce.
pie.
Speaking of deuce, fucking Living Color had deuce bassists. Muzz Skillings and Doug Wimbish.
That's the end of the podcast. Bye.
Bye. Go fuck yourself.